This question provides a great insight into how I think about the SAT. Remember, my one strategy for math, the entire thing, is plug points into equations. Every single question, I am coming into it first and foremost looking for points, looking for equations. And it's very obvious that we have some points and we have an equation here. Now, this is the second to last question in the section, so it's going to be hard. I'm still going to use this strategy, but there are some twists that I need to pay attention to. But let's just take a look, right? We have line L passes through the point 0, 0, and is parallel to the line represented by this other equation, y equals 8x plus 2. If line L also passes through the point 3D, what is the value of D? So I'm going to plug points into equations, but I have to create my own new linear equation, okay? The y equals 8x plus 2 is not really the equation that we care about. It is informative. It tells us something important, but we kind of have to build our own linear equation, and that's okay. It doesn't bother me because plug points into equations. If I see that I have points but I don't have equations, I know that there are some formulas I can use to build an equation that I can then plug into. So first I'm going to start with the pieces of this equation that I need to have numbers for. The m and the b, the slope and the y-intercept. Well, they tell us the y-intercept right off the bat. That's what 0, 0 is, right? Because every single y-intercept has an x-coordinate of 0. So it's crossing the y-axis at 0, meaning that my equation really is just more like y equals mx. I'll put the 0, but we would leave it off. It doesn't do anything. So that means I need to now find the slope. And that's what they're doing when they tell me that the line L is parallel to this other equation. This is something we need to memorize. Lines that are parallel have the same slope. Okay? So our line L has the same slope as this other line that otherwise I don't really care about, but I do care about that number 8 because that is in the m position. That is the slope of that line. So what my actual equation is here is y equals 8x. Okay, then I'm dropping the 0 because plus 0 doesn't matter. But now I have the equation of line L. And they want me to plug a point in, so let's just go ahead and do it, right? So D is y, 3 is x. What's the value of D? Well, D is 8 times 3, 24. That's it. So the reason I really like plug points into equations is it's not just that it helps me solve things in like a mathematical sense, but it also helps me solve in an organizational sense. For many of you, this question can feel intimidating. There's a lot of stuff. It's hard to know what goes where and what you do with these points. And so plug points into equation is a way of kind of dumb summary. If you remember the reading section, you're kind of using a dumb summary for the math. You're turning a complicated question to something much more simple and giving yourself a clear instruction. Plug any points you find into any equations you find. It's okay if one of those two pieces is missing. I'm always okay with that because sometimes I have to make those things up myself and there's strategies for that. But it still is organizing me. It's telling me write a y equals mx plus b on the page and start filling it in. So if you're struggling with the math section, if you find it difficult to know what questions are asking, I would say reorient your brain so that you're always thinking about plug points into equations. It is the single most important strategy on the math. It will help you solve lots of things. It will keep you organized. And I promise it will improve your score once you start to get comfortable using it.